Welcome you back here. The defense turned into offense by Missouri Western, and they trail by 1 because of this play right here. Rogers State's Anthony Marshall with the behind-the-back pass, or maybe behind-the-head pass, you might call it, to Caden Fry. Last fall, the MIAA became the first NCAA Division II conference to partner with Officially Human, Behind the Stripes, whose mission is to humanize sports officials at all levels of competition and recognize them as integral participants of the games we love. Officially Human, saving sports at all levels, one official at a time. 1 point, Hillcat lead. There's the hesitation by Swader, hanging in the air, he scores the layup.
And Swader coming alive here late. It took him a long time to finally put a ball in the basket, but now he's a big part of this Griffins stand.
He's got 10 in double figures for the 22nd time this year. There's a drive, no good from Jabron Anderson. Who's this last off of? It's last touched by Missouri Western. 3:33 to play. The winner of this game will take on Fort Hays State on Saturday. And yep, clearly off of Keani Saxon. There's Davidson off a screen. He left that one short. Long miss to Matthew Schneider for Missouri Western. And the Griffins with a 1-point lead are going to try and slow this thing down. Swader over to Nelson. Nelson, he doesn't want the screen. He wants it from Schneider instead, not Saxon, because he likes the matchup on Davidson. Over to Schneider with 7 to shoot. Driving in, the sophomore finds Swader under 4, and they're going to say he traveled with it.
The pump fake, he was just so excited. He saw the lane, saw the daylight, and just too excited, starts walking with the ball before taking a dribble.
3 minutes away from a date to the semifinals with Fort Hays State. Sam Davidson, back to Marshall, the three-pointer, no good. The extra bounce lands in the hands of Missouri Western, and Marshall now 1 of 6 from the field and 0 for 3 from 3. Been a tough shooting night for Anthony Marshall Jr. Swader will give it to Dixon. Now Swader, back to Dixon. Dixon, Schneider, extra pass, thought about the 3, doesn't shoot. 8 to shoot, drive by Dixon, and a blocking foul going to be called. And those are going to be free throws now coming up for Missouri Western.
Andrew Mason has been putting on a defensive masterclass, but with those fouls, I mean, it has been tough fouls there for Andrew Mason, just unable to set his feet. And having the ball carrier run into him have been pretty much all of his fouls.
Dixon with 7 on the game. Julius Dixon missed it. He left it short. The rebound to Caden Fry. Here comes Marshall for the Hillcats. 1 made field goal in the game. Going to work on Schneider. Now trying to post him up. They get it right back to him. The senior lost it for a moment. He gets it over to Anderson. Anderson by Nelson. Nelson stripped it away for a moment, but now a foul going to be called on Missouri Western. On Nelson.
And this is a shooting foul, so no matter the outcome of the first free throw, there will be a second.
It's tough to tell from that angle, but he definitely swatted down at it, and that usually gets called 9 times out of 10. Jabron Anderson. It's good. The 6'2 junior, now with 7 points on the game, has tied this thing up for the 9th time. 12 lead changes, 9 ties. And now we have our 13th. 1 point, Rogers State lead. Both teams' largest lead has been 5. It's at 1 right now for the Hillcats. Here's Dixon. 1:45 to play. Zane Nelson now going to work on Anderson. Gets a screen going right. Fry there on the help. He's trapped in the corner. In some trouble, Nelson tries to swing it over. Swader finds him, and then he gets fouled underneath the basket. What a pass from Zane Nelson. It looked like he was in so much trouble. He just wraps this thing around to Swader.
And we have seen that time and time again from Zane Nelson. It can be a double team right there on the baseline. We've seen him get past a triple team falling down on the baseline. But this time it finds Swader, who gets fouled.
Zion Swader. No good. That is 2 missed free throws now from Missouri Western in these last 2 possessions. And Swader, a guy who had 12 points and 5 assists versus Newman in the last regular season game, needs this one, and he does. Ties it up at 54.
Yeah,
he's got 13.
With a tie ball game, 1.5 minutes remaining, it's going to be hard to have a decider here in regulation.
Yeah, you could definitely be seeing overtime in this one. There's a pass into the corner. Good defense here by the Griffins. Jabron Anderson finds it over to Marshall. Marshall with the left hand swings it over to Mason. Mason drives with 5 to shoot off the window. No good. Saxon there with a rebound, and his long wingspan able to go and get it.
All 6'8". All 6'8" of Keani Saxon was taken there to get that rebound.
Coming down to an unbelievable finish here in Kansas City. Saxon, Swader off the screen, goes underneath the Saxon. He couldn't hang on to the pass. He lost the handle of it. That's the 14th Griffin turnover of the game. And a timeout called by Rogers State with 37.7 to go. It is a 14-second differential on the shot clock and game clock. And they're going to make it a full timeout, but we're still going to stay right here because this has been an unbelievable ball game between these two teams. 13 lead changes, 10 ties, and my goodness, will we have the first overtime game of the MIAA tournament?
Yeah, with 37 seconds remaining here in regulation, it's hard to say no. I mean, truthfully, I think it's going to take an extra 5 minutes of basketball here in Kansas City for the final game of the quarterfinal round for the MIAA tournament.
It's been pretty special. The semifinals are already knotted up on who's going to make it except these two teams. You got Central Oklahoma playing Pittsburgh State, and then the winner of this one will get Fort Hays State. And, you know, if you're Rogers State, what are you drawing up right now in this timeout? Who do you want having the basketball? Because you would say Anthony Marshall, but he's 1 of 6 from the field. Exactly.
It has not been a great night for Anthony Marshall. So getting somebody like Fry open up down low, or maybe even Davidson, who has hit big 3 after big 3 here in this game, it has been a team effort for Rogers State, so the play could go to just about anybody right now.
Yeah, you definitely would expect one of those options. They're 1 of 5 from their last 5 from the field, shooting only 38% from the field as a team, but they are in the double bonus. So 1 foul and you're shooting 2 free throws, you could expect them to probably attack the rim. Sam Davidson will throw it in for Rogers State. They get it to Marshall, and here we go. 14.5-second differential. Shot clock and game clock. Here's Mason. They set it up for Marshall. Marshall drives on Swader. Now the kick to Anderson. 10 to shoot. Anderson gets a step and lays it in. Rogers State with the lead. Timeout called by Will Martin. And how about the junior with now 10 points on the game?
Anderson hasn't had a good showing either. Before that shot, he was 1 for 7 from the field. Now only 2 and 8, but still, the ability to rise over the defense, have the confidence to put the ball in, amazing play.
Takes a lot of guts for a guy to do that after shooting 1 of 7. He's now in double figures for the 13th time this season, and there might not be a bigger time to reach double figure scoring. 2-point lead for the Hillcats here on the MIAA network. And now if you're Will Martin, you're in your 5th season, you're trying to get that 19th win of the year and move on to the semifinals. What do you do from here?
Well, for the Missouri Western Griffins, you got to go to 1 of 3 players. It's got to be Zane Nelson or Zion Swader, or a dark horse pick could be Keani Saxon down low.
Yep.
With that 6'8" frame, it's only a 2-point game. All you need is a good look at the rim, and Keani Saxon with his height is going to be able to get that look, but you need Nelson and Swader. You're going to need both of them to at least touch the ball and get kind of that pressure there from the defense to go towards them before you can make anything happen.
This Sunday, the MIAA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships will be simulcast on both the MIAA Network and on 38 The Spot Television in the greater Kansas City area. Please tune in for the entire tournament this week and catch all of this great NCAA Division II championship action. Both these teams with those hopes of making it to Sunday, but one of them's season unfortunately will fall short here today. Which one will it be? The Hillcats leading by 2. Swader defended by Marshall in the backcourt. And how big are those missed free throws right now? It could be tied or even better for Missouri Western. Here's Nelson, 13 seconds. Now to Dixon. Dixon with 8 to shoot. Attacks, lost it for a moment. Will shoot over him and bake it home. Tie game. It is Julius Dixon. He's got 9 and the game is tied.
I talked about getting a big body down low. I thought it was going to be Saxon, but Julius Dixon, the starter on this team. Dixon averaging 11 points per game this season. And that basket right there might be the biggest one he's had.
Wow, what a finish this is coming down to be. And I didn't know if Will Martin was going to burn a timeout. He's got 1 remaining. That play did not look like it was, or how it was drawn up, because I tell you what, it was kind of just a scramble drill for Missouri Western, but it turned out to work out for them. And their experienced senior and Julius Dixon getting it done.
With 4.6 seconds left, it'll be interesting to see what the Hillcats are going to be able to do to try to get a decent shot.
Rogers State now with 4 seconds. And in women's basketball, you can move it up to right in front of your bench with a timeout, but in men's you cannot. And now you're going to see some full court press. What does Justin Barkley draw up? They don't have a timeout. They have to get this in the 5 seconds. Davidson will get it to Anderson. Anderson with 2 seconds, drives. He's going to get a shot off. Oh, he hit it! MIAA madness at its finest. Rogers State is moving on to the semis.
The crowd erupts. Anderson, 5 straight points for the Hillcats. And that one, that's the dagger.
What a game coming down to the end. You see the dog pile. The Hillcats have a date with Fort Hays State tomorrow afternoon, thanks to Jabrin Anderson. Unreal.